Hey folks, let's do today's CSS battle. I was doing an old one before. Now, let's not. Ooh. This is a fun one. Okay, what do we got here? We have a few different shapes happening. This shape is certainly an interesting one. So how do we create this particular shape? I think I see an element with this radius, and then its box shadow. I think that's what I feel like I'm seeing. So I'm going to use my blank template, which creates an element, and this has got a border radius, 30 pixels, let's say, border, 10 pixels solid, maybe it's 20 pixels, 20 pixels solid, and it's this light color. The whole body has, well, I'm going to ignore, I'm actually just going to make it black to start with, because I would like to not think very hard about exactly what's going on here. And this border radius is 30 pixels, 0, 0, 30. If we make it go off screen, then we don't have to worry about it. But for now, I guess our border width also has to be a little bit weird too. Border width 30 pixels, 30 pixels, no, 30 pixels, 0, 30 pixels, 30 pixels. So this is what we got so far. Okay, 20, so I think it's 20 and 20 and 20. And this height is just way too big. This is like 30, 40. All right, let's set some margins to try to get this in the right place. And I guess we need this inner color of this blue. All right, let's move some margins around. Margin top, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100, 110. Okay. And then this final 10, 20, 30. Getting close. That's what we've got so far. This margin needs to be 0 or -8. All right, and then our border radius is wrong. 4, 5, 4. I think it's 40. And so I think we've got one of these margins is slightly wrong. 1, 2. There we go. That's pretty good. All right, so how about a box shadow? And it's going to be -100 pixels, 0, like that. Great. More, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, hello. So here's the first, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter, because we still need to do the body. And for that, I'm going to do my friend, the trusty conic gradient, which is going to be this yellow, 75% around, to the blue, 0, and then use background position to move that into place. 100 pixels, 100 pixels. So we're too low, so that makes this 90, and we're not far over enough. 1, 2, and then we're going to use an at to constrain the center of that background. At 40%, 40. And that's dead on. Let's submit it and see if we got it. A fun shape and a weird way to do it. We've got things that maybe we don't need. So if I do, so let's tweak this. What if we set this border radius to 40 pixels? Then we get that. But then that means that we need more negative margin to hide this curve over here, right? And what if we set this border width to just a plain 20 pixels to reduce the size of things? So I'm going to make this more negative, 10, 20, 30, 40. That's simpler code. And that means that I can move this border width and just make it 20 pixels border width, so I can remove that. Is that all I need? I think that's all I need. So we simplified what margin is got bigger, right? We have more negative margin going off the side there, because in truth, that's the shape that we made. But the margins push it over, push it down, constrain it. The height is still the same. All right, and let's resubmit and make sure that we're still in good position. I think we are. All right, and then we're going to replace and minify and resubmit, and that's our final for tonight. What is it, April 3rd. All right, that's a solution. Hope you enjoyed this. Go make a web page and have a great day, and write some HTML and CSS. All your HTML doesn't have to be crazy and complicated like this, and really this is not that complicated. Each of these things, the margin, the height, the background, the border radius, the border, the box shadow, are understandable things. It's just learning what are the numbers and the colors and what do they all do. It can be very frustrating to learn CSS because it seems like they're all magic numbers, and it's true. Different things can have different values. Like a margin can have a single number, right? And it does something very different, and have two numbers and be very different. But if you set all the values to whatever their defaults are, and you can look at MDN, so Mozilla's MDN site, and learn, well, what are the things that I can stuff in here, then you can play around with them and get it going. And with a good editor, VS Code or many others, you'll get color coding, and you'll see when a comma is missing or a semicolon is missing, because the colors will be wrong, and the editor will kind of let you know, like, hey, that's a little off. So always remove, and retry, and just keep hammering at it. It's a lot of fun. All right, that's enough for tonight. Have a good day. Bye-bye.